And you're cruising.
Don't take your hands off the steering wheel. It looks like you're about to go and we're cruising. When Dad and I first drove Carl home almost 2 years ago, we drove for about 14 hours. And over that long drive, Dad had to try any way possible to get his leg to stop hurting from pushing down the pedal. So just before the road trip to Texas, we decided to save Dad's leg and put in a universal cruise control kit. You should also know that Dad and I decided to do this about 36 hours before we had to get on the road. And we had spent the past 2 nights staying up till about 1 a.m. to get Carl all put together for Texas. Yep, it works. So it was 10 o'clock before we even started this project, and we were tired. Today we are installing Dakota Digital's cruise control system, which is basically just a servo motor with a cord on the end that holds the accelerator wherever we place it. We have to start by double checking how much our accelerator moves, because it works by only using this much movement and holding it there. So we have to see if it moves more than this. I don't think it will, but...
All right. It can move 1 5/8 inches is where it can move to. So, okay, I'll go ahead and push it. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, let go. Yeah, it's just shy of 1.5. So that's perfect.
Cool.
That's perfect.
So the next thing we have to do is cut threads in this throttle cable, because it is going to be held on by, where'd it go? By this, which has threads in it. So we're gonna thread it on here, but we need to cut threads with our little nut here. So that's what we're doing now.
So yeah, just try to start hand tightening it on there and see. And it's not gonna feel like it's, threading. Just try to keep it relatively even.
I'm trying.
Does that look okay?
It looks even worse than what I did. No offense. That looks good.
Okay.
I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm zoning out.
You're doing good. That's great. It's perfect. Cool.
Hot.
Here, you put it on, I'll take it off.
We're leaving day after tomorrow.
Plenty of time to get a cruise control unit installed. Thanks. Alright, so now I think the way it goes, the way we're wanting to install it, I think we'd like it on that way. So why don't you just see if you can gently thread that guy on there.
It's not going easily. Should it be going easily?
Maybe here, what if I give you just a little bit of lubrication to get it on there?
It looks right.
Yeah, it looks good.
Well, that looks like it's going easier. How far do we need to go?
It really honestly, we should probably just kind of stop here and see, because it's all going to matter about where we kind of end up having this, because the idea is, do we want this extended to its full length at idle? That's probably what we want, actually. So we want to see, okay, to do that from the position it's in now, where does this need to be? So maybe that's actually what we should do right now before we even install it.
I feel like we should install it and then do that.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've got it in, I guess we could do that.
So we were all ready to install, but our biggest question was where we were going to attach the cable to the throttle linkage. The accelerator linkage is a bent bar that goes all the way down from the pedal to the carburetor. We were thinking the best place to pull back the linkage would be at this joint, but we weren't sure how we were going to set that up.
But if we've got if we're trying to get to the linkage here, this is about where we want it to be. We could actually put it up here. Yeah. So I think we want that bracket to sit somewhere here. So it's going to need to come out a decent ways. What if we put it sideways? What if we run it sideways?
So then we don't have to cut it.
Yeah. Like it would basically be this coming out from here. We just bend it. Actually, yeah, that could be really nice. Our idea is to put it the cruise control cable in between this linkage here. So we're going to test now to see if
that works.
It'll actually fit in between. All right, so it clipped in. Oh, okay. Yeah, but...
Do you want me to go press the accelerator to see if it...
Yeah, will you? Yeah. It doesn't look like it's binding up or anything.
It's not tight or anything.
Okay. Then I say that works. Nice.
Okay, so I just soldered in a extension for one of the wires that is going to go to my Dakota digital panel that is going to tell me when my cruise control is on, which is really cool.
Cool.
So I just extended the wire so that it could be longer. And Dad is mounting the bracket that we have already pre-bent.
All right, let's try to get it in. That looks like a very good height.
Feels good. I'm just worried that we won't be able to get this off now.
Well, it'd be a little bit of a semi-inconvenience, but you could pick it out from behind there. And how far is it from the coil? They said you have to be at least 10 inches from the coil. We're 13 inches from the coil. So if we route the cable around, yeah, actually this is, look at this. This looks good. You know, I think we could clip this right. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and clip this in the linkage here.
Okay.
There we go.
Got
Now
it?
it's in. Yeah.
That looks
So, yeah,
great.
it'll be at the end of its travel like that. If it sits here, why don't you come hold this here, and I'm gonna push the accelerator back and forth,
Okay.
and you just see how it travels.
Got it.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Is it retracting in there?
Yep.
And even when I push this hard, right?
Yep.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so now we just need to get the bracket bent and get it bolted in. Need a hammer or anything?
Nope.
You're strong. So we need to bend this whole thing out and then kind of crank it down like that. So let's do. So let's try that. Yeah. Let's see if let's see how it looks. Let's see if old Dad did something that might
Figured
work.
it out.
Uh-huh. I think I may have bent it just a little bit too much, but look, I think once I straighten it out just a little bit. I think right in here, if I just give, so look, we're about a half inch short. This just moves up here, so I'm just gonna thread this up. Can you guide me in?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep. You're in.
Woo! Way to go. Well, that sure feels firm. You did a really good job. Okay, let's bolt this sucker up.
Ready?
Yeah, go for it. That looks great. That looks excellent.
Okay, so that is the mechanical setup done. All we have left to do is the wiring setup, which doesn't seem too bad actually. The wiring was pretty simple. Once we had the harness in and plugged into power, we just had to hook it up to my Dakota digital dash and then just put it all back together. The only thing left now was to put the controller for the system on the turn signal. We're hacksawing this off because you have to cut it, but we're doing it with a hacksaw.
To put your new controller on.
But we're doing it with a hacksaw because we have to be really quiet because it's late.
It's midnight.
Yeah.
So little. Yeah, I don't believe that. Nice. It's either metric, and I have...
I'm gonna put the system in a diagnostic mode, and we are going to test.
Just make sure, yeah.
Yeah, make sure we have everything set correctly.
All right. Okay, so Ellie, hit the set button.
Okay.
Yay, good. And maybe slide to resume. Yep. Hit the brake. Yay!
Dad saw lights flashing in the unit, and that meant everything was working. And now the only thing to do was to make sure that we saw the light flash when we rolled the car forward.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Watch your toes.
I'm watching him. Oh, it's flashing, it's flashing.
We did it!
No, you're fine.
That's it.
Good night. We finished right about 1 a.m. and we were exhausted, but finally it was done. Then we drove Carl 3,200 miles to Texas and back, and it did great. But Dad and I did a bad job of getting footage on the road, so we at least wanted to show you how it was doing now.
Switch it to on. Have to be above 45. Just which we are. It's set. Cruise light comes on. It goes uphill. It'll accelerate. Right, we're doing it right now, and it's staying. And of course, to accelerate a little more, I can just hit it a couple of times. It's about maybe 1 or 2 times per mile an hour.
Oh, yeah. And it works really well.
Accelerates great. And I like that you get the little indicator there to know that it integrates and everything.
Fortunately, the car cannot steer itself now.
Working on that.
Okay.
And then, yeah, if you need to cancel it, you just tap the brake. Comes off, and there you go. Yeah, works great. Definitely saved my foot.
It's really great to have a modern cruise control in Carl. This is just another thing that keeps Carl looking stock, but makes him work more like a modern car. And it's not bad to save your dad's leg from hurting on a long road trip. So what I'm taking out of the garage is, it's important to be comfortable. Special thanks to Dakota Digital for sending us the cruise control system. I love how it works and how it integrates with my dash. So I'm overall super thankful that y'all sent it to me. And if you would like one, the link is in the description. Thank you as always to my executive producer, Drew Carter, and if you would like to support me, there are a couple ways you can, by subscribing to Ellie's Garage, or by going to my website at elliesgarage.com where you can find links to my Patreon and to my merch. I'll see you next time in the garage.